Hi, this is Joe from Citrus County Porch Life. Hope the day's going well for you. I have some good news and some bad news. I finished all my CEU requirements for my nursing license here in Florida. So that's something that happens every 2 years, and I did it today. The bad news, I had mentioned that I was really sad I hadn't heard from my dear friend of 50 years. We talked almost every single day, exchanged pictures and different things, and uh, he died. He died July 2nd. He had COPD. He was a very, very heavy smoker. So many times I tried to talk him out of smoking, and he'd say, "Oh, I'm going to quit on your birthday. That'll be my birthday present to you." And he never did. And we talked 2 weeks ago last Thursday for the last time. He had been sending me so many pictures, it was filling up my queue, and I told him, slow down on the pictures, I'll get to look at them. I'm retired, I don't have anything else to do. And he said, okay. He said, I think I'm gaining weight. The food here is good. He was in a nursing home. And I guess later that day he had a breathing crisis, was rushed to the hospital, put in ICU. He was intubated and never became conscious again. And he died from the COPD. He also had a comorbidity of lung cancer, but it was just found and it was a very small spot. I don't think that's what did him in, but he just had a real hard time breathing, and I could tell it on the phone. And it's too bad because most cases are caused by smoking. And we grew up in Rhode Island, and when I think of what the price of cigarettes, they're well over $10. And I can remember going to the store for my dad, and they were 35 cents at the local market. And they weren't supposed to sell them to kids, but I live right across the street from the market. And the guy, well, I was little, and you're not going to smoke these things yourself, are you? I said, no, sir. And I never got into smoking. And now, I don't know how anyone could afford it. If you buy a carton, it's about $300. That's a lot of money. I remember when I worked for the bank, they had a little gift shop, and I remember a guy when they went up from 75 cents to 80 cents, because when it was 75, you could put 3/4 in the machine and get a pack of cigarettes. And it went up to 80, so that meant you had to have a nickel. And he was mad. He was complaining to the owner, but they kept taxing it and taxing it. And now the price of cigarettes is about 95% tax up in Rhode Island. It's cheaper in Florida. But it really is too bad. Looks like it's clouding up here. We're supposed to get some more rain. We got 2.9 inches yesterday. The pond across the street from me is filling up with water. It hasn't been that high in a long time. And the egrets and sandhill cranes are flying down and having a time in the water. And I wouldn't be surprised to see a couple of gators. Their policy is when they get 5 feet, they take them, and they said they relocate them. Relocate is a euphemism for killing. There are way too many alligators. They have bounty on their head, and they're not long for this world. I've never seen one outside the gate. The gate runs all along the property and all along the water on the property. But there are guys that occasionally open the gate when they bring the tractor equipment in there, like once every 2 weeks, to really give it a good mowing, and they leave it open. And I've never seen anything come out of there, but that's one way they could get out, because usually those things are locked, locked up pretty tight. And I went to the thrift store today, and movies are expensive. They're expensive, and the popcorn's expensive. You think of $10 for a extra large bag of popcorn, and probably 10 cents worth of popcorn in there. So I look for old movies, not necessarily old, but ones that I haven't seen, because they'll all be new to me. So I got one for 25 cents, The Holocaust Covenant. It was sealed too. It stars Michael Caine, so I'm gonna watch that tonight. There's nothing that I like on, and none of the new shows are gonna start till the Olympics are over. They won't waste a show during the Olympics. And so I'm going to watch the Holocaust Covenant. And I have a microwave popcorn machine. And I buy the jars of popcorn. So I'll make that for about 10 cents. I'll have a soda, and that'll be a good night for me. And it looks like a good movie. I like Michael Caine. I think he's retired finally. He's in his 90s. But this was made in the 80s, so he was a relatively young man then. And I'll just enjoy it. You know, that's what I say about the old programs that are on MeTV, like 77 Sunset Strip. If I haven't seen it, it's new to me. I don't care if it's old. I don't care if it's in black and white. My goodness, I was about 30 when I got my first color TV. And it was a little tiny 12-inch color TV. I had black and white up to that, never bothered me. I guess when you grow up on black and white, it's kind of seamless going into black and white. All the places I used to go, my friends, all the clubs, all the bars, the men's bars, playing pool and everything, they all had black and white TVs. They were all, the biggest I think I ever saw them was a 19-inch TV. And so, yeah, I'm used to that. I was born in the 50s, grew up in the 50s, and that's what we had. I remember Ding Dong School. I remember Captain Kangaroo. All those old programs. And I'm no worse for the wear. Well, I didn't want to make this message too long, so I'm going to cut out. Maybe I'll put something up tonight. It is really, I'm sitting on the porch and it is hot. I think it went up to 93 and the humidity is oppressive. But the really dark clouds are moving in. And depending on which way the storm comes in, I get rain on the porch. So I have these things here to cover everything that I have. I should get a regular top, and because I don't feel like moving the stuff in and out every time it rains, because I'll be doing that on a daily basis. I'm filming this on my phone right now. I don't do any editing. I don't have the software. If I get another computer, I think I'll get some good software if I'm going to do this more and more. I'm not looking for money. I'm not looking for donations. I just like to talk and maybe have people talk back to me. So if you think of it, subscribe and hit like. And be able to see on a more realistic basis how many people are watching. I don't really, I'm not one of these guys I have pensions, I'm retired. I like my life. I go a few places here and there. I'm not a nomad. And I've got enough food for my belly, so that's all that counts to me. Okay, have a good rest of the day. I don't know let me see. I got my other. This is my fire tablet. This is one of the old ones without much memory, and it's 5/26, Monday, July 8th. And let me see if I can get the temp for you. I'll let you know what it is right now. I've got a new Fire HD8 Plus, and I put a terabyte card in it, so I'm not worried about losing anything. Let's see. It says right here, 87, feels like 95, 47% chance of rain. The humidity is 59%, and it gives a little hourly recap here. And those storms should be coming in about 7 p.m. And it's still light here to about, let's see, sunset at 8:22, sunrise at 5:19. I'm usually up at 5:19 because the cat wakes me up. You go, you know. He'll be up all night. I dropped a little almond nut on the floor, and I could hear him banging that around all last night. I have to close my door because he'll be hopping. I have all these different storage racks, and he jumps from box to box to box, and he drives me crazy. So he's waiting right there at the door in the morning, 5:15. He jumps up on the bed, rolls over, wants his belly rubbed. When I do that enough, he gets overstimulated, then he starts nipping, so I leave him alone, and he's happy all day. He eats like a pig too. But I'll tell you, he loves dry food, and that's good for you don't get the maggots and everything. With the heat and the humidity down here, the cat food's got a lot of maggot eggs in it, I guess. And if you leave it out too long, you look down and the whole dish is maggot dish. So look, I even talk more. So have a good day. This is Joe from Citrus County, Homosassa, wishing you a good time.